But we're recording.
Hope y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, so we can
Hard intro.
we can rock this shit whenever you guys are
Another
fucking ready.
soft intro.
What episode is this? Four.
Episode 4.
Season 4. Season 2, episode 4. Season 2, episode 4. Welcome to season 2, episode 4, everybody.
Welcome.
There's the intro. Interesting couple days of Premier League that we got to go through. We can talk weekend first, I guess. I mean, we've got a new segment coming up today too, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about, you know, our pretty average FPL weekend overall.
It was fine. We had a couple
call it.
standouts, couple average guys, but we're doing good in the league table.
Your
1 point.
your ghost team is beating
I was
us
gonna
right
say,
now.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. LFC Rick.
Yeah, it could be
I don't
anybody,
know who
honestly.
that is, but they are 1 point above, you know,
Not even
our
close
team
to a
in the
burner.
table.
No, that doesn't sound like somebody we know at all.
No. Let's just get right into it. Pat had a pretty good week. We had a pretty shitty week. Right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to talk about in terms of my week. City are fucking good.
Besides Holland blanking us after we did we captain him?
Oh yeah, we had
He got an assist.
unanimous
He got an assist.
captaincy.
We did, yeah. But he got an assist, so, you know, he got
8 passes or 2 passes?
Two completed passes.
Two completed.
One was an
passes.
assist. Yeah.
Didn't see much of the ball that game.
I don't really think it matters too much
It did,
because
clearly it didn't. I mean, City have been playing without a striker for
Yeah.
yeah,
long now?
I mean, you look at all the space he opened up too, like De Bruyne's goal, the second one we scored. Like Holland, yeah, he didn't score and he didn't, you know, really get involved in the build-up, but what he did do is occupy. There were like a minimum of 3 people around him every time City was on the ball, every time we were going forward, and that just freed up acres of space. And I mean, realistically, if Foden is a little less selfish, Holland scores that game. He could have scored it to Holland right when we were on goal. That's really it. I think that City once again are showing that they have the best midfield in the league, and also Nathan Ake. Shout out Nathan Ake. I think he's proving from like the back half of last season and into this season, there are a lot of question marks around like the 50 million that City spent on him. I think he's proving that he was genuinely worth the money because he's been a colossus at the back next to Ruben Diaz at the start of the season. Somebody who I regularly like question if they fit in the side long term, but he's been really good. I like him a lot. Been pretty impressed with him.
What'd you think of Bournemouth, just for fun?
I thought
Hard
they
to tell.
put up about as much of a fight as I expected them to against us. It's really hard to judge any newly promoted team when they're playing City unless like they beat them.
Yeah.
What do you mean outside of that? I was saying 4-0 all weekend when going into that game. So
That's true. Yeah. At home as well.
yeah.
Let's dive right into Liverpool. We have 2 different types of fans here, I would say. Right?
I mean, we've established that Josh and I are very different Liverpool fans, and that was clearly evident in our group chat. At I think the moment people kind of will always remember from this.
I think it was genuinely very funny that I was like, oh yeah, Liverpool are about to score 5. I'll be really surprised if they don't score 5. Nat Phillips has looked really good too, by the way, guys. And then
you
they scored.
fucking cocked us. Nat Phillips was really good, to be fair.
He looked
for
all
the
right.
First 30 minutes. I mean, yeah, that's a tough one to defend when you have a tricky offensive player like Zaha that's pacey. I think the more concerning part of that move was that Eze took out like 2 of our midfielders in like 1 dribble.
Eze was fucking
Eze had a great
balling.
game.
My God.
Vieira set Palace up to do what I think Everton were doing a lot last year, especially against us. It's shithouse, play the ball forward as fast as possible, break some lines and go. Zaha just got a little extra help from Eze, and those line-breaking passes they were playing all game were beautiful.
I mean,
They were
that was
well-weighted. I mean, it was a hell of a game plan.
That was Palace's bread and butter last year, was be organized defensively, have 3, you know, really good technical passing workhorse midfielders that are also like Palace's midfield is like unbelievably technical. They're so tidy on the ball. They pass the ball really well. When they win possession, they get it moving forward. I was so impressed with Eze yesterday. I just like, you guys, I still think there's plenty of time for good teams to be good and bad teams to be bad, so I still wouldn't be too worried if I was you guys. But oh my God, I can't praise Eze enough after yesterday. I thought he was phenomenal. I'll be so surprised if he doesn't end up somewhere this summer.
Yeah, I mean, Palace just, they took their one opportunity, and it took us a while to kind of break through. I thought we were really good in the first 15 minutes. Thought we could have, nicked a goal. Nunez hits the post there, and eventually they score, and it just kind of takes the life out of the game a little bit. And it felt like we didn't really get back into the game until Nunez gets sent off.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And as soon as he did get sent off, I mean, leading up to and after he got sent off, Diaz was phenomenal. I mean, it looked like the only player for Liverpool out on the pitch fighting for that goal. Ends up scoring a great goal that I got to see afterwards. So we got into a little bit of a chip fest in the group chat.
The hard feelings of the podcast.
The hard feelings. It was a tough moment, a lot of emotions brewing at that point in the game. And I saw headbutt, my internet crashes. And I missed the next 10 minutes of game, so I had to go back and watch Diaz. I hear Diaz just scored a great goal. Like, shut up, Mitch.
That was me.
Stop.
I was the one that said,
think I quoted, "You can't enjoy this."
Yeah,
You're not allowed to enjoy this goal. I was like, I literally said, what goal?
I said, Mitch, Diaz scored a banger. Stop your complaining. And then, like, not even 4 seconds after, Josh just goes, "Don't celebrate the goal then." And Mitch is like, what's happening? What's happening?
Like, I was so mad. Like, because that Nunez headbutt is not our identity. It's not who we've been over the last few years.
Not a player hasn't been shown a straight red card at Anfield, and
it was the first red card for violent conduct under Klopp.
It's the first straight red card at Anfield. The commentators were talking about it years.
Really,
it's been 5-6 years, maybe more than that, decades. Yeah, whatever. But like, it's been a long time.
It tested my patience a little bit, and it was an emotional reaction because we've dealt with the nitpicking for years. We've dealt with the Evertons, the Tottenhams, just digging an elbow into your side and not reacting to it, letting your play do the talking. And I think Diaz stepping up and hitting that goal does all the talking that we need to do after a moment like that.
Yeah, what a fucking finish too. I mean, one of the goals of the season already.
It was a frustrating moment for me as a Liverpool fan to see obviously we had Luis Suarez, and we didn't get a lot of the biting while he was at Anfield. It was on international waters, but having something like that happen in your first start for the club, your home Anfield debut, I don't think that's the best reception.
It's a little daft on his part, and to an extent it's you have to tip your cap to Joachim Andersen, because he was under his skin all night, just putting that little half step tackle in, kind of on his hip all night, and you can see Nunez getting frustrated. He goes for the kind of like a little back shot with his head, and then Anderson gets in his face, and he does that.
It was just, I think it was like I think it was a bad timing too. Like, obviously he wants to clear space with his head.
Yeah.
Like, you're wanting to headbutt, but Anderson taking that extra step in to like meet him, like they were gonna chest bump. You're what, 3 inches shorter than him? You're gonna headbutt him. You're going to hit him in the head. Like, it was a poor decision. It was an emotional reaction. And I hope he learns from it. I hope this is an opportunity for him.
Yeah, and he's younger than all of us. He's like 22, 23 years old.
No, I hope this is an opportunity for him to have a conversation with Klopp. Klopp obviously admonished the actions in the post-game presser.
Was very surprised with Klopp's comments post-game. Very surprised. That was the best Klopp has been in an interview in years.
Well, he got his negative thing out at the beginning.
Instead.
At the beginning, going at that reporter. To be fair, it does make sense what he was saying. It's a little bit bratty on his part, but my only other positive takeaways, and then we can move on from this. I thought Trent was really good defensively. Eze and Zaha are going to give anyone problems, I think, in the league. 25 successful progressive passes last night. Felt like he was kind of picking out everyone.
Yeah, he was
that chip over the top to Mo, that header. If he looped that a little bit more, that's a goal. Harvey was really good as well, and Luis Diaz, who we already talked about. More than his goal, that fucking tackle he made tracking back like 20 yards off like a corner kick was unreal.
Like, tracked him all the way right to midfield. It was beautiful. And then I sound like a broken record, but Fabio coming on when we needed him to really kind of lock in a man down.
Yeah, volley was nice.
Great. He looked great.
What do we want to talk about next, boys? We can start off with maybe some Arsenal. Go back top of the table.
Yeah, we can talk Arsenal, and then we'll get into my favorite results of the weekend, and then we can close it out with all the controversy. Arsenal looked great. Arsenal looked really, really good. Again, I mean, a little unfortunate. One of the goals they conceded. The other one was a goal. But the own goal that Salabia scored was a little unfortunate. But I thought it looked great. I thought Jesus looked really, really bright in possession. I thought Arsenal's midfield looked a little bit better than I'd seen them before. I think defensively and in the midfield, they're a little wonky in some places. But I really think that Xhaka looked good against Leicester, which is like the weirdest thing I think I've ever said in my life. But Xhaka looked good. And yeah, technically City are first and second now.
Yeah. I actually didn't watch this game. Yeah, nice. I watched Brighton Newcastle while this game was on, and that ended up being 0-0, so I missed all the fun goals.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it was the game that was on at the Zoo, so
Fair.
It was the one that I was going back and forth between, because it was also on at the same time as the City game, and I had to support the dogs. But Jesus, 2 goals, 2 assists. He looked great. He looks like we all thought he would look when he finally got a chance to be the main man at Arsenal. He looked like he fits the bill. I think now that he's got those 2 goals, he's really going to push on. But
I think Leicester, this game also shows that they're probably pretty unequipped for the new season.
Yeah, they did not look particularly great running into a side that like people have pegged to finish anywhere between 4th and 6th or higher in some cases if you're super hopeful as an Arsenal fan. But
one game I did watch was Brentford Man United.
Yes.
Shout out the Irish Setter Pub in Presque Isle. I was the only one in there watching it. But what a fucking result.
Did you have to ask to put the game on TV?
It was on when I came in, sat down there with a Guinness, and just enjoyed the Man United tears that were forthcoming.
Happiest, dude. I think I enjoyed that 4-0 more than I enjoyed City winning 4-0, because we all were like, United should win this one. Like, there's no shot they're going to lose to it's Brentford. They're going to get their first win of the season. They'll get off on the right foot. And then United concede 4 goals in under 40 minutes. It was 4-0 by the 38th minute, if I'm not mistaken.
It was like 38.
Collapsed completely. Oh,
it was a beautiful thing.
The De Gea errors. I sound like to use the English, I sound like a Bert right now with how much I'm talking about just loving Man United's downfall. But like, oh my God, did they look terrible
through and through? Like, top to bottom, there wasn't a standout player to me that said they did something to help today.
Not one player looked good. Not one. And I mean, there's a lot we can talk about going on behind the scenes. I think Ronaldo's gone. I think he's going to force this move. He's already on the transfer list. That came out today. De Gea looked fucking
best
terrible.
Thing to come out of this game was the Twitter thread of De Gea's worst moments. It's been all my timeline.
My favorite one, let's all share our favorite. My favorite one was when free kick against him. Ander Herrera comes back and stands on the line behind the wall, and De Gea looks at him and he calls him up, gets him off his line, gets him off like the opposite side of the wall. Free kick taken straight over the wall, bar down where Herrera was standing.
Yeah, that one was the one I saw a lot of. I can't think of another one off the top of my head. I just saw so many.
There's
volumes.
The Martinez contested header falling away, like, had no business even defending it to begin with, and then he just makes an absolute mockery of himself. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah, he looked rough. He did not look like he should be there.
Is Lisandro Martinez, is his height starting to worry you?
I don't know.
I don't think it's height. I think it's just.
He got put in a body bag.
I don't think he's that good. I think it's pretty evident that he's not great.
I have a problem with. Sorry, you can go first.
I was just gonna say that his match rating after the game matched his height.
That's funny. I don't get coaches nowadays that are doing their recruitment like based on where they coached previously. That to me just shows like a level of like ineptness of like research or time. It's like you're recruiting everyone from the Dutch league, a league that in the Premier League doesn't have like 100% success rate of like buying Dutch players turning into Premier League success.
Not even low. Dutch players, just like the Dutch league. Who was the last success?
And he goes out and wants all these players that he coached at.
But did he play?
No, No,
I'm thinking straight from the Eredivisie.
Yeah, did he play in the? Did he play in Netherlands before he came to Chelsea? Where did he play before Chelsea?
Oh God, it's a club that starts with a G, right?
Who?
Robin. Not a logistics company, folks.
Oh, I know it too.
I think that might be the last one.
Well, he wasn't even
if he
good for Chelsea, was he? He was like good, but he wasn't like. He probably was good. Full disclaimer: I did not watch Chelsea in 2003.
Suarez
okay, sorry guys. Suarez from Suarez from Ajax. Ajax.
Oh, was it? Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
He's
from PSV? Ronaldo Nazario.
Yeah, but he didn't come to the Premier League ever. But
I knew there was a striker at PSV.
Suarez was the last one to come to the from the Netherlands and come to the Premier League and do well. But that's the point. There hasn't been a ton.
Yes.
A little bit of a tangent there, but that's fine.
It's just like Jesse Marsch doing the same thing with the Americans. I just find it funny.
I think it's comfort and trusting in where you come from. I think is part of it on Ten Hag's part, at least. Like, he's a manager that is proven. It's not like somebody who's kind of coming out of nowhere and then sticking in their bag. And I think it's a really weird situation.
Oh, he wants to go buy like Anthony too.
I know,
for like $70 million.
We could do a whole episode on this, but I don't think that Ten Hag is going to end up righting the wrongs. I don't think he's
Ten Hag, more like 10 games until the sack.
He might get sacked, which is unfortunate because I still think he's a good coach. I think Man United's problems do not stem from their coaches. I think that's pretty evident. It's a top-down problem now. It's owners that don't care, a mountain of debt, players that don't want to be there, and this like vicious cycle of like manager in, manager out, manager in, manager out.
Players suck too.
Yeah, the players are terrible. I think
Luke
there's
Shaw. You could run off a list.
Recruitment is horrible. I think they've maybe made 3 good signings post Sir Alex Ferguson. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Ibrahimovic.
Cavani.
He was barely there long enough to make an impact. I'd put him there was like a Sky Sports graphic of like colors they gave players and like he's I think he falls in the yellow
star,
for me. Ibrahimovic was a good signing for them, and that's like the only signing that I can remember that was both good. Bruno Fernandes. Ibrahimovic and Bruno Fernandes were good signings. That's
Fellaini.
That's about it. Ibrahimovic and Bruno Fernandes. Fellaini was a funny signing, but not a good signing. Man United are fucking terrible. You know who else is terrible is Anthony Taylor.
A lot of controversy around Mr. Taylor this weekend.
He had a very bad game. I think Spurs are very fortunate to have scored both of their goals. I think that was a foul on Kai Havertz. I think it was definitely a case of man and ball, but getting the man well before the ball. Like, he clearly makes contact with the ball, but it's one of those tackles where he has to like come around Havertz and kind of go through his leg to then make contact with the ball. For me, foul. Feels like it should have been a clear and obvious error, but also I think VAR in the Premier League is shambolic for the most part. And then how is that not a red card?
On Romero.
When he pulled Cucurella's hair. That should have been called back, and Romero should have been sent off. That's insane to me.
Way worse than Nunez's headbutt, honestly.
Yeah, that's like a legitimate red card.
I don't like hate a hair pull once in a while. I think it's fun when they happen in the NFL, when someone just yanks the dreadlocks, or like Polamalu. So it was kind of funny. Made a good viral social media moment.
It was definitely funny. Like, people joking that they were pulling it off to let Conte try on Cucurella's hair after the game.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's funny. But, like, that's absolutely a red card. I think Tottenham that's 2 points stolen in my eyes from Chelsea than it is.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Points dropped.
I would agree with that.
I think Chelsea fully deserved to win that game. I think they won the midfield battle. I think their defense looked pretty solid. I thought Reece James was man of the match. I think they need a striker also. I don't understand why they didn't buy a number 9. That Kai Havertz miss is abysmal, considering that Reece James put in one of the best crosses I've ever seen.
He stinks. Who wins in a fight? Thomas Tuchel or Antonio Conte?
I'm putting money on Conte.
I put Conte as well.
I think Conte beats the brakes off Tuchel. I think Tuchel doesn't have it in him. I don't know. There's
doesn't
something
have
about
that dog in him.
No, he's
something
all
about
bark,
Conte.
no bite.
Yeah, I think Conte's a lot of bite and an equal amount of bark.
I don't like that. You score a goal and he ran right in front of him on the touchline. Like Conte's post on Instagram after.
Lucky I didn't see you.
Conte would take him.
My money's on Conte. I'm going Conte, and I think the odds. And you have to bet a lot to make money on that fight.
Yeah,
if you're betting Conte,
like the little bullshit, like holding on to Conte, and then look at me when I'm shaking. Like Tuchel's just like looking to get a rise. It's like when we sit down at a table to play cards, and everybody starts shitting on me. They know they're gonna get a rise out of Conte. So Tuchel's just grinding his gears a little bit, making the situation worse. Everybody gets a red. Did both of them get reds?
Both managers got reds.
And fines still pending.
They'll probably get fined, but I haven't seen anything about a fine. But we'll see.
It was good entertainment.
Oh, it was great.
A lot of fun.
I had a lot of fun. With that. That was a good one.
The Battle of the Managers was way better than the hair pulling, in my opinion. But I think that's a bigger conversation. Like, obviously, you can't go pull Zidane's hair. You can't pull N'Golo Kante's hair. Like,
no.
Sometimes being bald has its perks. Like if Cucurella was bald, Romeo's not in the situation. So maybe it's a non-issue.
I'm glad it happened to Chelsea.
I am kind of glad it happened to Chelsea at the end of the day. But Tottenham are going to be a bitch this year if they're able to shit out points like that.
That's fair.
I personally am just really enjoying everybody having dropped teams. Everybody having dropped points except for us. City, Arsenal haven't either, but everybody else. United and what's it called? You guys, United and Liverpool. It's a battle of
relegation battle.
United.
Somebody's breaking their streaks.
United
next week.
United are getting points. At least we're getting points from these fixtures. We're 2 from 6.
Nah, somebody's breaking their streaks though. One of you're either losing or winning, and they're either drawing or losing. So
yeah.
With Nunez out, I know we'll probably talk about it. With Nunez out. And the injuries that we have, I'd be shocked if we don't score at least 3.
I mean, I think you guys are going to pump them next weekend. Yeah. I don't think that. I think you play better without Nunez right now. So I think him not being there might be a little bit of a.
There's going to be the walk out of old.
So Josh had a
new segment.
Yeah, Josh had a really fun new segment here. So I'll let him introduce the concept, and then bring up what we're going to be chatting about.
Yeah. So the segment's called Out of Bounds. We're going to be talk about 3 or a couple, however many we all bring to the table. So I'm going for the first week, and then you guys can take turns. Basically, I'll give a news story and kind of we'll go around the table and react to it. So first one I have is 3 hours before the game against Crystal Palace.
This is so fucking funny.
Yeah. Passes weren't the only thing Trent was delivering before the match. Sending some DMs out, sending the wave out to some IG models. I think this girl is actually a gamer girl, though. She does some sort of other content.
I don't know, but her boyfriend tweeted, so her boyfriend aired out Trent's DM, and he said, I need 10 points today in fantasy. She searched, I need something big in fantasy. If you get 10 points, I'll let you see her narn.
Yeah, narn is a very funny word. That was a funny interaction.
And he tweets out the picture of the DM, a zoomed in picture of the DM, and then his fantasy lineup, and it's just the corner, and it's Trent, Van Dijk, Salah, all in the corner of his fantasy team, and that is just like
unsent it too. So that means he saw it probably before the match started, which is just like, God damn it, Trent! Like,
so
focus.
Funny.
Can you focus for 3 hours?
So funny.
But not really unusual from him. The whole banana situation, pregnant girls. It's a long story with Trent, but he's our lover boy.
If anything, he plays better when he's sliding the DMs and getting into the hijinks pre-match.
My favorite.
All the power to him, honestly.
My favorite reply to that tweet was some dude responded and said, "Weird way to announce your missus is pregnant."
That's so good. I love a good Trent pregnancy joke.
So funny.
Next story, Asamoah Gyan from Ghana. He wants revenge against Uruguay for the 2010 World Cup. Came out with a couple quotes and said, when the draw was made and they saw Uruguay and Ghana's group, the only thing that came to my mind was revenge. The Ghanaians want revenge. I just need to get my body back in shape. 36 years old now. He wants back in the Ghana squad for the World Cup. What do we think, boys?
Just to play against Uruguay. I'm trying to think about who Ghana has in the team. Could he play in that midfield?
Oh, yeah. I would think. Maybe. Well, no, I say that. I probably
Give
Probably
him
Speaking out
easily.
of turn.
probably give him a 3-month contract just on pure passion.
Well, they're missing Redacted.
Yeah, let him
Yeah.
replace him.
Yeah.
Redacted out.
Redacted out, Asamoah Gyan in.
Yeah.
We like Gyan. Yeah.
Yeah. Guion
Yeah.
has that dog in him.
He does. He's one of my favorite. He had a left mid card in one FIFA, and I would position swap him into center mid in game.
This
Very
is
good.
like FIFA 12, FIFA
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
When he
It was
played,
like-
he was still at Juve. Very fun. Very good player. He was a good time. I like him.
I just found that story really funny. Just like he just wants to get back in there and put a 2-footed tackle in.
Oh, dude,
to-
he wants to
some urine
kick
lines.
Luis Suarez in the chest.
Yes.
He wants to get in, break Suarez's ribs, and then not ever play football again.
They really should just do like a pay-per-view goalie wars, like Luis Suarez versus Guion.
Yeah,
that would
be-
give you a quick devil's advocate though. Like, we just did the Josie Altidore experiment at
Fair.
the Revs. Didn't work out, so maybe coming back to national football at 36 isn't the best idea.
I just want to see Gyan fight Suarez, though. I don't actually want to see him ball.
Yeah.
I
Can
want to
he-
see him put a
just-
kid on to fight him.
I just want to I want to see him put a kid on to bite him.
Oh, that'd be funny. A little role reversal for Louis.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like that.
They could even just like walk him out before the game starts. Like
He
just
can be
like
one of the
pretend like
mascots.
he's gonna. Yes, exactly. Pretend like he's gonna play.
I'm with it. I'm with that.
Or
I'm
he
into
should
it.
be the one driving that little car out with the ball.
Yes. Oh my
Put him
god.
in one of those little cars that'll really scare Louis.
Let us decide on all the pre-match stuff for the World Cup this year. We are so good at it.
And my last news story, this happened a couple days ago, but it's kind of just making the news rounds. Boca Juniors players fist fight in the dressing room at halftime. Didn't even wait to full time. There was an exchange of scoring more goals, and the other guy was like, well, why don't you like defend better, whatever. Players came onto the field with fist marks on their face. And this wouldn't happen in any other place aside from Argentina.
No,
Awesome.
Yeah.
That
Just
shit
great story.
is sweet.
that sounds like it's a story straight out of the Winthrop High School locker room.
That's just like out of any high school sport locker room, like ever. You dudes like just fighting in the locker room over like dumb shit. Like I love it personally.
I was gonna say Man United should try this.
Honest, dude,
It's-
they should slap box
Yes.
at full time. I think
Yes.
Man United should air out all their grievances in this exact way. Everybody gets 3 people you get to talk shit to, and if you have a problem with what they said to you, you have to fight.
Harry Maguire versus Ronaldo.
I want to see that
Yeah.
pay-per-view. $50, I'll pay it.
I want to see every like it's gonna be like a 3-on-3 cage match at Man United. All the forwards versus all the midfielders.
Yes.
I want to see Fred McTominay and Bruno Fernandes fight Rashford, Sancho, and Ronaldo
at halftime.
At halftime.
Specifically.
in midfield at Old Trafford. Make that the game.
You might be onto something. We might be the Jackie Moon. Like, we're the next Wrexham AFC like team owners. We're just gonna have our players fight at halftime in the middle of the ring to increase attendance.
Yes.
I'm
Get
into
those
it.
numbers up.
I love it.
That was out of bounds, boys.
That's a good segment. I'm excited to keep
That was a
these
good
going.
riff. That was a good riff.
We
That's
were well
fun.
out of bounds with some of our comments, but
I mean,
you know,
that's what the segment's all about.
That's what the segment's about.
That's what the segment's all about.
it makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. You know, I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Names.
Yeah. We can go to Germany real quick here just for a quick update with my boys over in Borussia. First and foremost, I am ordering a kit. I'm getting the away kit this year.
the green one.
The green one.
Nice.
Goes crazy. I found some really cool vintage Mönchengladbach shorts. I'm also going to order. Incredible. They're so fucking cool. I'm going to buy like a fanny pack to wear with it because I don't have pockets and I need a place to put my phone while doing it. I'm going to...
Full kit wanker.
No, it'll be like one or the other, depending on the match day,
okay.
how subtle I want to go with my support for my guys. But yeah, really, really unfortunate draw with Schalke. At the weekend, Schalke go up 1-0 in the 29th minute. We fight back in the 72nd and 77th minute, score 2 goals, up 2-1. Look like we're going to ride it out. Thuram playing really, really well. And then we concede a 93rd minute penalty, and that
tough.
turns out to be the equalizer. So, 4th in the Bundesliga right now, 4 points, plus 3 goal differential. Still looking on to be a title contender this year. Up next on this Friday, we have Hertha Berlin, and I'm predicting that we beat the brakes off of them. Comfortable win for the Foles.
We need to find the Portland Bundesliga fans. We have the Portland Calcio guys. We need the Portland Bundesliga guys.
Shout out him, by the way. I talked to him on Saturday. He was at the zoo. Really nice dude. If any of you out there listen to this and you're fans of Italian footy and you're from Maine, go give Portland Calcio a follow on Instagram.
Yes.
He's trying to grow that community, find some places to watch some games. So if you know of anything, reach out to him for sure. But yeah,
what do we have last? The FPL update.
FPL update. Fuck us, man. We are so bad at this. Better than some, but we are shit. So live look at the table here. We're in 4th. I'm gonna be honest. I know I can see the name of the guy who's winning, and I'm gonna do him a favor and not try to pronounce his actual name.
I think this guy was the one that reached out to me on Twitter.
Yeah, he's beating the shit out of actually him and fucking AJ. What the hell, man? AJ, you're probably listening to this. Great fucking weekend for you, dude. Oh my god. He had De Bruyne, Holland, Jesus, Martinelli, Walker. He was out here. He had everyone he needed. 149 points for Dennis. Dennis the Nunez. Oh, I get it. That's funny. And then come on, you Spurs. Fuck off, AJ. In second. LFC Rick, weird. Don't know who that is. Who's Josh Ricker? I don't know who that is. In third.
Sounds sus.
And then the main stand in 4th, 127 points. Hutch FC, Colby's Cuties, House Martell, Bass to the Future, 207 Gooner, and the Love Gunners, rounding out the top 10 of our 16-man league here.
Nice.
Taking a look at our team, Jose Sa bailed us out, really. 15-point performance with a saved penalty is huge.
This was our final week of Jose Sa. We were going to give him one more week, remember?
And he gets the stake because he saved the pen. So he's in next week.
Clean sheet as well, I believe.
It's big. That's really, really big.
Without Connor Cody, he's going to face more shots, too.
So he'll get him some points. Our defense had a fucking abysmal showing, except for Cancelo.
Dino own goal.
We are cursed, by the way. This is the second week in a row we've had a defender score an own goal.
It's tough.
Second week in a row. So for those of you out there who are paying attention at home and want to avoid the curse, the defenders, we have another 5 at the back. We're keeping the same 5 this weekend. So if you want to, I think we can talk about it in a sec. But we have the same 5 defenders in the team. So Emerson Royale, Digne, Zinchenko, Cancelo, and Trent. If you want to avoid the main stand curse, just make sure you don't have all of the same as us, because one of them is scoring an own goal this weekend.
Our midfield was abysmal, too.
It's going to be Emerson. He's the new ad.
Yeah.
Spurs against Wolves.
Spurs against Wolves.
Spurs have lost 4 out of 7 at home against Wolves, I believe.
Yeah. It's like some weird stat. Emerson Royale scoring an own goal this weekend.
He might need to get out, honestly. We left points on the bench again this weekend because we're bad at fantasy. Taiwo scored. Got 8 points. He's just sitting on the bench.
First PL goal in 23 years at the City Ground.
And unfortunately, none of our players scored 0. So the FPL won't automatically put him in for us.
Ooh,
so 8 points just got left on the bench.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
So we get 1 free transfer this week, and I think we can try to decide on it now. Who's coming out? At least we got to be kind of quick with it. But like Kovacic's stock is going down.
Yeah,
I'm a little mad at you for convincing me to pick him.
That's
Josh.
fair. Who did we get rid of though?
It was fair. It was fair.
Okay.
It was old Portuguese place for
yes.
João Moutinho. It was João Moutinho. He had a lot of points last season. He's their set piece guy. I don't even think he's Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I would. So what was the valuation at Kovacic?
4.9. So we got to find someone cheap
like
to
4.9 to 5. Like
no, 4.9.
That's we're maxed out
he is
right now.
Injured, and we have used all of our money.
Yeah, we should get rid of him.
I'm looking at the fixture list here. We got Tottenham, Wolves, Everton, Forest, Leicester, Southampton. I think Ward-Prowse will run that midfield.
Yeah, we'll leave. He's absolutely staying in for that one.
Palace, Villa, West Ham, Brighton.
I'm just looking at midfielders that are under $5 right now. Do we think Brentford's going to do anything else? Do we feel comfortable transferring in a Brentford midfielder?
Brentford is playing Fulham this weekend. What are the options?
I mean, we're 0.1 away from Xhaka, who probably wouldn't be a bad ad right now, given current form. Given current form. Andreas from Fulham, Andreas Pereira, might not be a bad one to get in. He's only got 5 points, and he's questionable for next week, though. De Silva from Brentford is only 4.6. I just don't...
It's not bad.
Well, bringing in these guys on like current form, like we brought in Gross on form, and then he did fucking nothing at the weekend.
It's like you're chasing something that's already left.
So we can either go with the same team, or we can get in like somewhere else that we can maybe try to get.
Yeah, do we
transfer
out a higher value player to get something better in terms of points?
Salah, Holland, Cancelo, and Trent are our
big hitters.
Salah's going to do well against Man United. He has a pretty good record against them in the past 4.
He had a great record against Palace too. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. Who would we replace Salah with, though?
I don't have no idea. He's $13 though.
I don't think it's worth replacing Salah yet.
We could replace Salah with De Bruyne and have money for next week.
Who does City have?
Newcastle.
Yeah, we're away at Newcastle.
I don't hate the move.
We'll have money for next week too.
I don't hate the move.
It's up to you. What do you think, Josh? We can't make all these decisions without you.
It's going to be Salah versus Luke Shaw.
No, we're not transferring in Jared Bowen. Stop it, Premier League.
I don't know.
Do we transfer out Trent?
We can try it if we bring Salah right back in. I don't know if Salah is worth getting rid of. I would transfer Cancelo for De Bruyne before I would Salah.
We don't have we need to make 2 transfers if that's the case. That's the only issue with that. So,
how much for Trent?
Trent's 7.5 right now.
And Mo's 13.
Mo's 13. De Bruyne's 12.1.
Could we do Trent for Reece James?
We could do Trent for. We could do Trent. Reece James is cheaper. Reece James is only 6. We could transfer Trent, have money left over for next week, and see how it feels.
That's smart.
Let's do that.
That's smart, because then we could take a smaller midfielder and then hopefully work our way up to a De Bruyne.
I'm using our free transfer right now. I'm doing it if you're okay with it.
Yep, Reece James for Trent.
Confirm. He's out. Reece James is in. They have Leeds away. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now for the team in general. Back 5 again, or do we want to go with the back 4 and get a defender out? We really don't like...
We don't like our defenders right now.
Well, we just don't like Emerson Royale. So do we want to go Reece James, Cancelo, Zinchenko, Digne, Salah, Ward-Prowse, Gross, Jesus, Holland, Taiwo?
Taiwo is playing... Who did I just say?
Everton. They have Everton away.
Yeah.
Let's give it a run.
4-3-3.
Taiwo gang.
Boom. All right, that is the team. That is confirmed. We're in there. Who are we captaining?
Mo Salah.
I low-key want to keep Jesus captain. They're playing Bournemouth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Coming off last week, I think I can comfortably say we're going to captain Jesus.
Yes.
Are we bench boosting? No. Triple captain this weekend or no?
I don't think we use it yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I think we wait until at least like week 5.
I like a nailed on fixture to use the triple captain on.
Yeah, because you have to think Bournemouth didn't let Holland score up the middle. Maybe they hold Jesus. I'm fine with captaining him, maybe not triple captain.
Yeah, we'll leave it. All right, that's it. That's the team. We're in there, and that is the FPL update. Mitch, you're gonna have to trim that in post, but you can leave the part with me telling you have to trim it in post.
I'm going to cut everything that we just talked about and just leave Mitch. You have to trim it in post. Why do we have to cut any of that?
That was context. Good. Felt long.
No.
Is that the podcast?
I think so.
We're at 40 minutes. That took 5 minutes of our day.
Oh, fuck.
That was not a long time.
Yeah, we cruised.
My brain is off. You guys want to just chop it up at the end of the episode for a couple minutes?
Yeah.
Or you want to just tell the people to get out of here?
We can.
let's touch base. What are some things that we are looking forward to, or that we've noticed have changed from last season? Like, one thing that I've noticed already in the first 2 weeks is the lack of whistles. It's like,
there's that whole call about letting them play a little more this season. Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
Yeah, the high boots aren't getting called very much.
The higher boots aren't getting called. They're blown. I guess it's a balance of less whistles for physical play, more whistles for violations like offsides, things like that. It feels like through 2 weeks, the issues that we've had over the last few seasons have started to get ironed out.
I'm starting to feel like my prediction that City are going to run away with it might not have been as insane.
No, I don't think it was insane. I don't know. We're going in that direction.
We haven't really played like a real team yet. No, is the only thing. We like West Ham first game of the season, sure. But however, I will continue to preach until like the 15th game of the season, at least, like almost the halfway point. There's so much time for good teams to be good and bad teams to be bad. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I think that's where our frustration came yesterday, the back and forth. Because like when I said I'm done with the season, what were your thoughts when I texted you that?
Well, based on the zoo, the first week is where I was getting that.
And you are a bit of a negative Nelly with Liverpool.
I am a negative Nelly. But no, I think my frustration was with the shit housing. I'm like week 2, and it's week 36, trying to grind out 3 points. It was Vieira putting together a very strong side, and then we had to have Tierney at the helm for that absolute abysmal showing of a game.
How are we feeling about the rest of our early predictions that we made? You could go back after seeing the first 2 weeks of the season. Would you switch anything up?
Villa is scaring me.
Hey, did you know that Stevie G, as of last week, I think it was, had the same win percentage at Aston Villa as Phil Neville when he got sacked at Valencia?
Gary?
Well, whoever managed Valencia. 35% win percentage.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to do better, but Diego Carlos did his Achilles in.
Yeah, that's
not
unfortunate.
Good. No bueno. No bueno for the Villa.
I'll say, if anything, it kind of solidifies my 13th because I had him lowest out of all of us.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to get the least amount of points or get that one spot on.
We all had Brentford in the relegation zone. They have 4 points after 2 games.
Yeah,
I think we still see Brentford in that relegation zone as the season.
I think
Thomas Frank is so good, though.
He is, but I also think Man United are just like dog shit.
Do you think United are going to get relegated?
No, but I think that's a freak result, even if Man United suck ass.
I think it's just like a timing thing.
I think they'll stabilize.
It's so damn early. We're 2 weeks in, and a lot has changed, and I think we're still a couple of weeks from really finding out what the identity of this season is going to be.
Yeah. Any surprises so far that we like?
Surprises. Fulham.
Yeah.
Fulham have surprised me. They, aside from just taking points off of you guys, because they're still in like 12th right now, 13th.
2 draws.
Yeah, 2 draws. But I mean, I'm just surprised they took points off you guys, and I didn't see the last game that they played.
It was Wolves.
A draw against Wolves and a draw against Liverpool for a team that people have pegged for,
relegation is
anywhere between 17th and 20th.
And a
2 points
Mitrovic
against
penalty,
2 tough teams.
A Mitrovic penalty, you would assume they would win that game. That was the only decider that Saw saved.
Yeah. I mean, it is... They have surprised me. I think they look good. I think they look like they're really going to be fighting for their spot in the league next year. I don't think they're going to roll over as much as maybe some people thought they would. And I know Forest have won a game now. Correct? They won a game.
Beat West Ham 1-0.
They still... I don't know, man.
I love Steve Cooper, man. I think...
They just don't look very good. They are so lucky to have beat West Ham.
Man.
Yeah, but they are so lucky to have won that
lucky
game.
Against West Ham that Declan Rice misses a pen.
And they hit the bar.
Exactly.
They're really fortunate,
Your first home game is always going to give you juice when you haven't been in the Prem that long. I love that they're just buying anyone though that makes like no sense. Like Hassam, I don't know how to say his last name. Arwar. He's been like linked with the Premier League for like 6 years.
He's been linked
now.
with City for a while,
Liverpool.
Arsenal for a while, Liverpool. Same thing was like Nabil Fekir, and he's at Real Betis now.
Do you remember?
He failed his medical for you guys, right?
Yes. Yeah, interviews done and everything. But do you remember Emmanuel Dennis? He was in my team of the season halfway through last year. They just signed him too.
That's wild, almost as wild as Mitch putting Pogba in his half.
Yeah,
in his half.
Wild. That was like our most popular social media post of the year.
Yeah, because people just wanted to come in and fucking berate Mitchell for a really obvious piss take.
And I think to the Nottingham point too, playing West Ham. I think West Ham has to go out. I mean, I know they played City, but going out of the first 2 games with no points, not a good start to the season for a team that we pegged as fighting for like 6th.
Yeah, that's fair, but I'm not super worried about them. I think they'll find it. Like, I don't know, Arsenal got no points from their first 2 games last year too, and they finished 5th.
Fair.
I think it's more of a case of them not starting as hot as they did last year.
Haven't scored a goal.
Yeah,
right? Correct.
Yeah, but they haven't.
Yeah.
But Antonio last season was like in the best form of his fucking life.
It was unreal for the first like 6 to 8 weeks of the season. West Ham were untouchable.
Yep.
So
I think, Leeds are in 6th place right now.
Yeah, who they beat last weekend.
Shout out Jesse Marsh. They beat Wolves opening day of the season.
Yep.
And they drew with Southampton.
Yep.
Last week. That crazy.
Leeds they bought a lot too. They're throwing some pieces around.
They did. Do we
they had a lot on the way out too this year.
I might my last thing. I think I'm gonna end it with this. My last thought. I think I was wrong about the London clubs.
Okay.
I think Arsenal are gonna finish in 2nd instead of Tottenham this year.
2nd.
Wow.
I'm gonna flip flop it right now.
Arsenal in 2nd.
I think they can do it.
Second.
They're playing good ass ball.
This documentary has people drunk. I don't know.
Wow.
I like it. I'm saying Arsenal. I think Arsenal have the potential to uproot Spurs and take that 2nd place this year, or even 3rd. I think they could finish in the top 3.
We need you know what we're gonna do this year? We're gonna starting with that. I think that is where we start this list. We compile a piss takes list for this.
This is not a piss take.
Hot take list. Like that. Arsenal finishing 2nd this year.
Could finish 2nd.
That's hot. I feel like that's hot 2 weeks into the season. Because, 2 weeks into the season last year, it was the same thing as United are going through. I don't see United finishing 2nd, but, I think that's pretty...
All I'm saying is if United get relegated this year, I won't complain.
We're gonna get a list, so at the end of the year we can do something with it, because that is a hot take.
I love it. Personally, you can put all my piss takes in.
It's hot, but you know how you make a take less hot? Add contingencies. I had Liverpool going unbeaten, which is still true, but my contingencies were Thiago staying fit, already not true. I have a whole list of things that were contingencies on Liverpool winning the league.
No contingencies. This is the take. Arsenal are finishing in the top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is. No goddamn contingencies.
That's the podcast.
And City are still fucking running away with it. Yeehaw. Subscribe, like,
on to week 3.
rate the pod. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Deuces.
Send us your piss takes too.
Yeah.
Please.